And you just saw the other day Drake posting Kabelo, Kabelo Small, you know? And then so why do we think as South African rappers we are above Amapiano? It's like probably one of the most stupidest
So are you saying Amapiano are bigger than the rap game?
What are we talking about? Yeah.
Sanbonani, Dumelani, Absheni, hello, good people. Welcome again on the Venting podcast with the one and only Gogos Koteni Insizwa Iyagadlamini. Well, guys, thank you very much for subscribing and for the love and support. The channel is growing so fast and I'm so shocked. Thank you. I see the love and support. And while you edit, ninga bugelik pela guys, ninga subscribe. Please subscribe. And also those who are part of us, who are paying monthly, thank you very much, guys. If you need any of my assistance, there's a number on the screen. Please contact that number. And if you need to advertise with the Venting podcast, there's an email on the screen. If you need any of my products, please go to www.gogoskoteni.co.za. Okay, today I've got the one and only person who has been in the industry forever, Mr. K.O. Yay! How are you?
No, I'm great. Yourself?
I'm good, thanks. I'd like to know, Wuti, when we speak about K.O., who is K.O.?
K.O. Ntokozo Wakamdluli, from a small town called Pichuti from Mpumalanga. Studied at VUT, Val University of Technology. That's where I met my E and Teargas. That's how Teargas was formed. And yeah, got into the game by Teargas. And amongst other things that I do outside of music, I have a clothing brand called Kind of World. I launched a label called MrCashTime Live. Launched another one called Kind of World too. And yeah, that's my journey in a nutshell.
So why K.O.? Because Untokozo Mdluli, right? So
yeah.
K.O., where does it come from?
So partly, right, there's 2 syllables in my name, Ntokozo, Ntokozo.
Oh.
That's that in there. And then when I started off, I used to call myself Collapse.
Collapse?
Yeah, with a K.
Oh, with a K?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I was like, this is a weird name.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah, and then I just shortened it to K.O.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you spoke about a branding label, which is Scandal.
Yeah.
Are you doing clothes? Is it tracksuits?
Yeah, so it's a full-on range that is being sold through Studio 88 across the country.
Really?
Yeah, in over 200 stores. Unfortunately, we didn't release any this winter, but we've been in there for the past 4 years now. So there's a summer range coming out in September.
Oh,
pretty excited for that. So yeah, I mean, amongst other things, those are just some of the things that we do.
And then you spoke about MrCashTime.
Yeah.
Is it still existing?
Well, I mean, as a business, it's still there because it manages the old catalog. But as a label, we are not operating, we're not signing, we're not actively running any form of business there. It's just it's housing the old catalog, the stuff that came out between 2014, 15, and 16.
Did it have artists under it?
Yeah, there were artists, myself, Kid X, Nomuzi, Mugs, and all those guys.
So are they still under MrCashTime?
No. So that journey ended in about in 2016, and then everyone just went their own ways. And with me, my journey, I started off on a new leaf, which ended up being Kind of World. We started off with the clothing label, and then we also ended up deciding, okay, cool, let's do the record label thing as well. And then under the label, we currently have Roy and Loki.
What inspired you to start MrCashTime, and what was the, I don't want to say downfall, but what made you stop anything that has to do with artists and the MrCashTime?
So I was part of Teargas, and, you know, there was a lot of brotherhood there. And when I was at a point where I was ready to be a solo artist, I still felt like I needed to bring some of my brothers with me, to continue the journey together. Just on a level of just being a good brother and a friend and creating opportunities for others. So we ended up doing the whole CashTime life thing. So on top of that, I ended up, bringing other artists on board. And unfortunately, I ended up just getting way too busy for me to sit around and sort of kind of hold everybody by the hand and, in their pursuit to get their careers going. So we got to a point where we're like, okay, it's cool. Let's walk out, our separate ways. And then I took a break from managing artists between 2016, 17, and 18. And then I started looking at it again, 2019. And then that's where we found Loki online. Loki's from Durban. And then I think the next year during COVID, we found Roy, who's from Pretoria.
Yeah. Teargas was one of the best groups, in the times. And why is it that South African groups don't last in the music industry? Like, we feel like they collapse all the time. They go the separate ways. Is it because you find yourselves doing better when you're not a group anymore? Like, what would be the purpose of starting something and not really finishing it off in a good way?
It's just like any other business, bro. Like you start a business with a friend of yours, and somewhere down the line, maybe you guys feel like you're growing apart and you go your separate ways. It's just the nature of the game. And it's not only in South Africa, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Groups break up all the time. There's a group dynamic because you start off on a clean slate and everyone, sees themselves as equals. And then external forces start getting into some of your, some of the group members. Maybe someone might feel like, yeah, but you guys do not give me enough camera time. Yeah, I'm just making an example. Yeah. You don't give me enough camera time, or the next person might feel like, but I'm doing all the work, type of thing, So as life would have it, it just ends up being that way.
Yeah, then you don't see eye to eye.
Yeah. So that's unfortunately how that played out. But I think for me, I always just wanted to see the group thing for as long as I possibly could. But unfortunately, it just didn't play out that way because some of the group members ended up feeling like, nah, let's park the entire thing and let everyone see themselves out. So I had to see my way out, and I'm just fortunate that I'm still here doing what I'm doing.
Why rap? What inspired you to start rap music? Out of all the music we have, and you just went for rap?
I was not a good singer.
Oh, okay.
It's that simple.
You were not a good singer. So what does it take for you to become the best rapper? Because we believe you're one of the best South African rappers that we have. So what makes you stay relevant with all the things that are happening in the industry? Because, man, when it comes to rap, we got introduced to a lot of things like your kwaito, manje, it's piano, but you're still relevant. What keeps you so relevant?
One thing I always say to people, I don't consider myself a celebrity. I just think I'm just an average Joe. And I consider myself a consumer first and an artist second.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So that allows me to be teachable.
Yeah.
I think it's just the best way to stay sharp and stay on top of your game. It's almost like as a soccer player, you need to watch other soccer players and study their games so that you know how to compete against them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just think, yeah, I'm an artist. The world evolves around me. If I decide that I make a song that I make, a song that is similar to what I made 7 years ago, it's going to work out. Hell no. Like there's a musical shift that is constantly happening, and you need to adapt. Some people, I mean, I've seen, of recent how people will criticize maybe like Reason or, Casper for doing Amapiano. And I'm like, bro, Amapiano is a South African genre, authentically South African, and the world is looking at us right now. And just a couple of days ago, Travis Scott just dropped a song with The Weeknd and Bad Bunny or whatever, and you can literally hear the DNA of Amapiano and Afro beats. So, and you just saw the other day Drake posting Kabelo, Kabelo Small, you know? And then, so why do we think as South African rappers, we are above Amapiano? It's like probably one of the most stupidest
So are you saying Amapiano are bigger than the rap game?
What are we talking about? Yeah.
So that's why maybe you had to feature Uyang Stana in the game. Tell us more about that. Why Uyang Stana? Why SETE? Like, how did you get there? As a rap star, like, how did you even get there?
Look, and I'm saying Amapiano is bigger than hip hop because I'm just speaking from I'm a businessman when it's all said and done. You know, we are doing this, and that's the very reason why when you look at Cass and look at Reason and all some of the other guys that have taken in the whole Amapiano space, they were literally just trying to feed their families, bro. You cannot blame a man for doing what he does to feed his family, you know? So for me, yes, I'm largely rooted in hip hop, and that's what I also want to make sure that I protect that type of integrity. But it doesn't mean that I do not recognize what is going on in the other genres, right? And I need to embrace it for my own growth, because whether I like it or not, if I release a song today, I'm competing with Black Coffee. I'm not competing with a rapper.
Yeah.
Actually, not even KO, just KO only, but any artist that decides to release a song today, whether you like it or not, you're competing with the big dogs.
True.
Because there's only one chart. Well, I'm not saying one chart per se, but like there's only DSPs have a chart.
Yes.
Where all the songs are put together. What's the song that's at number one? If it's a Kabza the Small song, you also want to get it to number one, right? So how do you make your music eligible to sit at the top of the chart, right? You need to do what, you need to compete. So if you don't want to compete, that's great. Release music for your friends, right? But if you're going to go on Twitter and social media and complain about how radio is not supporting your music and how fans are not streaming, then make the right product. That's all.
Yeah. So you feel like you shouldn't box yourself just because you're a rapper and stick to that. You need to explore.
Any way you do it. Any way you do it. I'm not saying people need to go and make Amapiano songs.
Yeah,
no.
True.
Just do anything that you feel gives you a shot at making an impact. And with me, sorry, I skipped your question about Stana. Stana and all these other guys, they are very eclectic individuals. They are versatile artists, and a lot of people maybe might have not seen it. So it takes, and also maybe even with them, when you have something great going on, like Amapiano, and that's all you are focusing on, and that's what we all know you for, it's hard for you to break away from it and say, nah, let me put out an R&B song, and then, you don't know how it's going to land. But when an opportunity for SETE came about, when I was like, yeah, so let's make this record, it was easy for him because it's up his alley and it's something that he has in him, right? So it became an opportunity for him to live out this other passion. But unfortunately, fortunately for him, it ended up being a massive record. So
it is.
So now he has a blank canvas. If he wants to put out a rap song, if he wants to put out an Amapiano song, an Afrobeat song, he can do whatever he wants, you know. So that's basically what I was just trying to I just wanted to make artists comfortable in doing any and everything that they want to do without boxing themselves. That's all.
Did you see SETE being number one when you were doing it? Or it's just that type of song you didn't plan to see it being number one on the charts? Because even a 2-year-old sings SETE and SETE is SETE.
I'm not going to lie. Like, as an artist, a lot of the times when you have the one that's going to go, like, you know it.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah, you know
How does it feel? Like, what makes you... Have you ever done a song and you feel like, I should have done better?
Yeah. But guess what? Artists are egotistic, ne?
Yeah.
You know in your heart of hearts that you could have done better, but you still put it out.
Okay.
Because you think you shit gold. Excuse my French.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously the world humbles you and they confirm exactly what you knew.
Exactly.
Right? And then when you have the right one, guess what? The people also confirm exactly what you knew. So it was, I had that feeling when I made Karakara back in the day. I had that feeling when I made Mhlobo Wami with Teargas. You know, like you just know, like, okay, this is not just a normal song.
This is it.
This is not a hit-ish. This is the one that's gonna pay the bills.
For years and years.
Yeah,
because Karakara, even today, it's still relevant, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Mhlobo Wami, when you play it, it's still relevant. So it's like, you know what I'm bringing to the world and they're gonna love it. Because there's no way you can love something and think people will not love it.
Yes, ma'am. And I mean, with SETE, yes, we knew it was going to be successful, but I'm not going to lie and say I knew it was going to be this big. I didn't foresee all these millions of views and, you know, being at number one for weeks and weeks. I didn't see that.
So how did you come up with that vision of you, Youngstana, Black Sea, like Leo Mix? How did that come about?
It's, I think what I was just trying to put across was, and respectfully, this was just me flexing my power in some way, shape, or form. And based on the type of respect that I believe I command in the game, and being a recognizable individual, and for the work that I've done as a veteran and as a pioneer. So if I can bring those two guys together, or if I can bring any superstars and just put them on one song and we make magic together, that allows for egos to be neutralized.
True.
Because now we get to see that actually I don't have to operate as an island, you know. If I join forces with other people like, you know, mega stars, we are most likely going to create a mega hit. You know, I mean, obviously the song needs to be right.
Yeah.
But I think just them having enough respect, even because they were fish grease hot when I reached out to them for the collab. They didn't need me. But, you know, they were still humble enough to say, oh, yeah, that's the big homie. We will do that, you know. And, of course, we made magic together. And as it stands right now, that's the biggest song of all our careers.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, for all of you, actually.
Yeah.
True. Who do you think you'd like to work with? Collab with someday. Have you done a song with Casper?
Yeah, I did.
So
twice.
do you think
Collab with him twice.
Work with him again?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, like, bro, the beautiful thing about it with me is I don't have any tension with any artist, you know, like even
beefing with any artist.
No, like even if I do have like a disagreement with someone and I don't see eye to eye, it's only just on a temporary basis and I get over it and then we get over it and then life goes on.
What happened with you and the Lady Do?
I think that was just a thing of
Who said what? Did you say your song is better than Lady Do, or did Lady Do?
No. Now that was a thing of, I just felt like, because when we announced that SETE had gone gold a week after it came out.
A week after?
Yeah, because that's what happened. Like, this is the type of monster that we were talking about.
Oh, big ups, bro. A week after?
Yeah. Oh. And platinum 2 weeks after.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
I know.
It was going crazy, right? So, I mean, I saw something that she had posted in her stories. You know, the guy sent it to me. They're like, hey, so look at this. And I'm like, okay, so maybe she is questioning, you know, type of thing, right? Or she's refuting. And I just addressed it the way that I did, right? But, I mean, even after that, you know, we communicated, you know, you most likely gonna see us do something or whatever, you know? Because that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't dwell on things. And now I have beef with this person and that person. I don't want to live my life like that, but I am a human being. I do, I do have feelings.
True.
You know, if something doesn't sit well in my spirit, I have to communicate it in some way, shape or form. I'm not one to run to Twitter and do all sorts of things. My outlet is music, you know, so I addressed it in music, and that was that. And then life goes on.
So back in 2014 or 15, if I'm not mistaken, Twitter was on your back with negativity. You were trending every day. I think you trended for the whole week, you know, trending on Twitter. And what was happening? Because people were questioning your career path. They were questioning your weight loss.
Yeah.
What was happening there?
Remember, this was this is specifically 2014. And in 2013, I had decided to just because I'm about to go on the solo journey, let me just get in shape.
Oh,
you know?
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, I overdid it. I was working out, I was running, and on top of that, I was on a fat burner, right? Okay. So I lost a lot of weight.
What was your current weight then?
Dude, I remember seeing a picture just the other day. My weight right now, I need to trim a little bit. My weight right now is 86.
Okay.
I was 69 in 2014.
So from 86 to 69.
Yeah, that's how much I overdid it.
No, you overdid it.
Exactly, right? So when people, and then this is happening in the midst of Karakara coming out and shooting for the moon, right?
Yeah.
So people are now seeing me more than they actually used to, because this was I was at Teargas. So now for the first time, they seeing just me all by myself. And wait, this nigga maybe he's not well. And obviously there were a whole lot of other things that were happening at the time. You know, we were losing artists, you know, due to, you know, so they were calling me all kinds of things. I don't want to make references to some of people that passed on, but they were calling me, you know, so this guy is about to, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I was furious, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, cool, I have my own self to blame. And I just decided, okay, cool, let me just put out this fire. And I just posted my blood test.
Yeah, people were accusing you of being HIV positive and due to the weight loss and all that. Yeah. And what they said and what they tweeted about you pushed you into end up posting,
of course,
your status. And how did remember you losing weight, you losing artists, but at least you had Karakara.
Well, I mean, Karakara was the whole thing with the artists that happened 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that time it was a mist of Karakara.
Yeah, it was the Karakara conversation and, you know, the weight loss thing, but that allowed for everything to work towards Karakara's favor, because I was just doing a lot of press. You know, people wanted to know, wait, so what's going on? XYZ, you know, and then as a result, you know, Karakara just ascended and just became the biggest thing. 2016, the whole thing that was happening with MrCashTime, when I said, the label fell apart around that time. Yes, so it was because of the artists, peeling off and things like that. And that's why I'm saying I had to take a break from dealing with artists between that time, because I had enjoyed so much, just from being misunderstood as a person, that artists were not working out, or they were not releasing because KO was a problem, so, and I didn't address it. So unfortunately, I ended up having to take all that backlash from people who didn't even know what was going on. And yeah, my brand literally got stained. I always say, I feel like I'm the first person to get canceled before cancel culture. Because I felt like I was canceled, around that time. For between 2016, 17, and 18, I felt like I was canceled because I was still putting out music, but it wasn't landing anywhere. Because the thing about it is, when people conclude about you and then they move on with their lives, there's nothing you can do about it. No matter how talented you are, no matter how, whatever that you do, so I was fighting just that wall that was built around the KO brand, and as life would have it, things started shaping up. I did a feature on Iwoke Para by Maporisa, and people heard that verse, and the record was everywhere. And then the following year, I put out my own record called Super Duper, and it landed really nicely. And then there was an album, and then things just started taking shape ever since.
So when it comes to that period, that phase where you were cancelled before you were cancelled, how did depression kick in?
Mildly, mildly, because 2016, I had just bought myself a house and stuff. So just like really now thinking, all right, cool. So I'm really just finding my feet, and like I'm getting even ready to like start a family and do all these kind of things and just live the life. And then boom, cancellation happens. And when cancellation happens, it affects your bottom line. So now the shows are coming in very slow. Now there's nothing really, keeping me afloat like that. But I was blessed enough not to actually have zero in my bank account.
Yeah.
Because now there's a bond I need to pay. Now I still have my mom had just resigned, finally retired. So I need to step up and, carry that as well. So when I can't, for instance, maybe send money to my mom, I felt away.
Yeah.
And then every other day you go and when you open Twitter, a random tweet says XYZ. Oh no, don't tell me about that guy. He's finished, Like, so when you reading some of these things and everything else that was happening, it sort of kind of did depressed me a little bit. But I used to go to church every Sunday.
You go to church?
Yeah.
Which church?
No, I'm not here to advertise.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, respectfully.
But you believe in God?
Yeah. I pray as much as I possibly can. I'm not a super religious. I'm not like a card-carrying Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I can tell you with no hesitation that there is a God, and the reason why I'm still here today and thriving is because of Him. Yeah. But everything that I do, whether it's a SETE moment or whatever it is, that you've seen happening in my life, it wasn't just solely because KO is great. I do what I can do up until here, and then everything else is just divine intervention, So I leave a lot of room and I surrender a lot of things that I do and ask Him to
take over.
To take over, and be the the higher force to help me get to where to my destiny. That's how I operate. So even before that whole cancellation thing, I was someone who was I was going to church every Sunday.
Oh, okay. So
it found me, like, at my core, my spirituality was always solid. So yes, as mildly depressed as I might have been, at the core of me, I was just someone who still knew that a brighter day was gonna come.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
And then this
I
is.
like that. So, you partly saying that the way you overcame your bad days, it's through knowing that God is there and pushing through towards your spirituality.
Yeah, because I could see it in real time. Like, bro. Okay, I'm not trying to put numbers out there, but like, just to give you an example.
Yeah.
Like, my bond was about like 30,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right. And then I have all these other things that I need to do. Right. But at the end of the month, even through the tough time, I always had that money.
Oh, yes.
Do you understand?
I get you.
So to people who are those that might have canceled me, they could be sitting there and saying the guy's finished, but you don't even know the fact that, bro, we not starving out here, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Behind the scenes, they don't know what's going on.
You know, so, and I didn't have to, because I've seen social media, bro, like how some people will try to refute certain rumors about them by, I mean, cool, yes, I did it with the whole blood testing, but I'm like, some people, especially with finances. Yeah. Some people will post their bank accounts like, you guys saying I fell off, XYZ, but look at my bank account type thing, you know, just to impress broke people and to show them that you're not broke. It's the stupidest thing, right?
No, yeah.
So I never felt the need to do any of that because I just knew, yes, I mean, this is enough to take care of me and my family and, you know, to keep the lights on. But this is not what I'm pursuing. I'm pursuing for a bigger bag, for bigger blessings. And that day will come. And yeah.
Do you think you stooped to their level when you posted your status? Do you think they provoked you to
I did.
end up being like them?
I did. Because
you regretted after that?
Not really, because at least it just... Here's the thing. I was in a relationship, in a publicish relationship at the time. And then... You know, that person was now getting those questions on her end. So now I'm like, shit. Yeah. I'm making this person look like they about to die.
Yeah. Because she was also being dragged.
You know, so I need to just put it out there real quick. And then that's how it all ended. So
let me ask you something. So what pushed you from, when did you start moving from Mpumalanga to Joburg?
I moved from there. I wanted to just get to a point where I can matriculate because that was my gateway. Growing up in Mpumalanga and things like that, my parents are not rich. So, and I always wanted to make music. And being down there, there wasn't much for me to even kickstart my career. So just like any other artist, the best thing for me to do to have a better shot is to move to Joburg.
So do you think Joburg is the place where most artists should move? You cannot make it in other cities?
Well, at least now, like in this era with internet and all those kind of things, obviously, you know, it's different. You can kickstart, you can literally record a song in your bedroom in Kunu or wherever and put it on Twitter and then it goes viral, or it could be a TikTok and then somewhere, somehow your career starts taking off. But you have to come to Joburg because it's where the podcasts are at. Yes. This is where all the media houses are at. And, you know, so unfortunately, somehow you need to be in the big city. So anyway, for me, I just wanted to matriculate so I can tell my parents, I'm ready to go to varsity. No. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to go to Joburg. I want to go study in Joburg.
I want to go there.
Right? Because that was my portal to the music thing, right? So passing matric, going to varsity, I get to study, and fortunately enough to graduate, and then my music career starts kicking off. You know, so that ended up becoming my journey. So I left literally after matric for varsity.
From Mpumalanga to
Yeah.
Joburg. So you left after matric.
Yeah.
What was your biggest mistake you've ever done in the industry that you feel like this is one of the things that could implicate in a bad way on my career? And you feel like you'd want another artist not to go through the same mistake?
It's something that I'm still doing now.
Really?
I don't think it was a good idea to sign artists. As much as in my heart, like I genuinely, that's something that I selflessly want to do, that I enjoy doing. But the scrutiny is not worth the trouble. Right? Because like we now talking about something that happened at MrCashTime. Dude, I could have just went out there and did the shit like AKA and them and just be all by myself.
Yeah.
You know? And stand on the top of the hill and just look at everyone like peasants. But what I did was, hey, I think I'm about to ascend. Come with me. So even in me doing that, those sacrifices, I still get cancelled.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand? So I think that's just one thing that, like, to me, as much as I'm still doing it now, I'd want other artists. Nah, it's not worth the trouble.
But why are you still doing it now?
Because I love it.
Okay.
And like, I come from a disadvantaged background, and someone out there saw something in me and was willing to invest their little resources in helping me get a shot in the game. And look where I am. So even with me doing that, it's because I know there are people who deserve a shot out there. If I can assist in any way, shape, or form in opening the door for them, I will do that, you know? Do I owe them to? Do I owe the industry to? No, I don't. But this is just the humane side of me that is doing this. And I'm not going to lie. The two artists that I have right now are probably the lost ones.
So you don't want to sign up anymore?
Nah, I'm
Even
done.
though you love it, but the disadvantages of it, it's the one
I
that is
just
stopping
like the
you.
toxicity, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not the artist. It's the people, the noise outside. Okay, so like you have SETE, like how come your artists don't have a SETE?
Oh.
Bro, I cannot spoon feed. And like
Yeah.
where I am right now, like the difference between what I'm doing at Scandal Wall now and what I was doing at MrCashTime. At MrCashTime, I was literally co-creating the music with the guys.
Yes.
Even passing on some of my own personal songs to them. Right? And then, you know, you would see, the impact of that. So now I became too busy. I can't create things and pass them on anymore.
No. You have to do it for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then, KO's an asshole. I'm leaving KO. Type of
So
thing.
are you saying when you literally start doing you, people feel like, oh, now you're an asshole?
Yeah, because
But
I'm
when
not.
you do something for them,
Yeah,
you're clapping hands.
Yeah, it kind of felt that way. I'm not necessarily saying that's literally what happened, but I couldn't be there anymore. So when people decide to leave, I don't know what it's about. I'm thinking maybe that's why I'm taking ownership. I'm like, I got busy. Maybe that's why they left.
Yeah.
You know, but because when I was not as busy and I was able to help.
Should have
Everyone
been
was
better.
happy.
Yeah.
You know? So, and then now, so what I'm doing now, when I started with Scandal World, I I'm not available.
It's you.
You want to shoot a video? Here's money. You want to go to the studio? Here's money. But go make the song yourself. Go do what you need to do.
You're not giving
yourself.
it. You're not coming. You're not giving your songs anymore.
Exactly, because I trying to avoid what happened over there. When you win, you have all the glory to take. When you lose, you have all the L's to take. You need to own up to that, you know? So that's just basically what I am trying to, just to
basically
protect
you got
myself.
sick of always being blamed by something that you didn't do all the time?
Let me not say something that I didn't do. All I'm saying is I sacrifice my hard-earned money to help someone else selflessly, and then I get blamed for it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
True. So, through everything that has ever happened to you, you don't have regrets, judging from how you speak.
Nah. Like, I mean, I'm voicing these things, and also, like, but I'm also not bitter. Like, I don't feel like I'd probably still do this all over again. I'll go through the journey of signing artists, and because I've seen other people sign artists and they become successful. So I would still do that, just based on, and it's also a business move. It's not only just me doing this thing because it's a charity move. No, it's knowing that there's extra revenue that the person gets to bring in, to the label if I'm not busy, type of thing, Yeah. That's all it was.
What project are you busy with now? Any upcoming events?
Yeah. So, I mean, firstly, as far as events are concerned, I have my own first solo concert happening.
When?
This coming weekend on the 29th of July. It's happening at Consultation Hill. I've never done a solo concert. Please pull
coming.
Come
29 July?
Yeah, Constitution Hill.
Time?
We kick off at 6.
Okay.
But doors opening at 4 type of thing. And then we ending the show at 12 midnight. Okay. And then there's like after parties and things like that.
No, I'm coming. Definitely. You're going to hook me up? Tickets? Are tickets available? Where do we buy tickets?
So tickets are available right now at Web Tickets. People can purchase that, and then if you're a big dog,
tickets at the door.
I think there will be. There will be. Yeah.
How much is a ticket?
It's 200.
200.
Yeah. 200.
Is there VIP?
Yeah. There's also for the big dogs and the player and the big ballers.
Oh.
There's a VIP situation, and then there's different packages. You can buy tables and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely coming. We're going. No, I'm definitely coming.
Come on now.
I'm coming. No, I'm coming. And then other events that are coming, anything that you want to push?
Yeah, so I have a project that's going to come out later this year, another album. My last album, the one that has SETE, SR3, is officially platinum, which is amazing. You feel me?
You should have told us, and we should have bought gifts for you. I mean, you deserve the flowers.
Appreciate it. So, it's a hip hop album going platinum in this climate, and especially when Amapiano is dominating.
That's
everything.
Great. That's so dope.
It's history, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know the AKA album is also, I think it's about to go. It's gone platinum, if I'm not mistaken.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to the homie. Rest well.
Yeah.
Rest in peace where you are.
Yeah.
And then I'm doubling back, putting out another album later this year. So the new single should be coming out probably just like at the beginning of spring, and the album coming out somewhere around October, November. And hopefully we have another event called Skandaville Festival. We started it last year. It was an insane lineup with all kinds of people on this, Dana, AKA, and it probably cool, but everyone was out there. It was an amazing show. So that was the first one. So we're planning to do that this year, so people can look out for that as well.
Oh, okay. The date is not yet out.
No, not yet. So we just want to get this one out first, the one that I'm doing this weekend, and then we can start focusing our energies on the next one. And also, we might have a fashion show for the summer range that is coming out. Yes. So that could be happening around September as well.
Angisali, guys, I'm coming for every event. So it's the 29th of July. Get tickets. Where do we find them?
Web tickets. Okay. Yeah, that's where they are. It's the KO concert at the Hill, Constitution Hill, Johannesburg. And then, we don't have an official date for the fashion show or the festival, but those are definitely coming later this year.
Can you also send it to me on WhatsApp so that I can post it? The poster?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please.
We got you.
Do you have a question? Okay.
Yeah, MrCashTime.
Sure, what's up?
First of all, my shout outs for carrying this game. I don't want to say because we might get a backlash. For being in this game for this long, I think you're one of the first assassina in his Kule, Slusim Mamel, who's still relevant.
Yeah,
actually,
That's on its own. It means a lot. I was just checking now, Googling. It's 18 years now.
Yeah. Almost 19. Because we started off in 2006.
Oh.
It's Teargas. Yeah, so the first official album, and the impact 2006.
So mntwana wazalwa the time uqala.
That's crazy, right?
Manje sekahlakaniphe ngenye indlela. That. Okay, my question, Mvana, bengifuna ukubuza ukuthi how do you stay relevant for this long? It's hard, keeping up from Tina Sakula to because it was before my 80s bob, I couldn't relate now. What about my 90s?
Yeah.
Now my 2000 know about you, but if it's not about you, this guy has been there since and he's been making hits. How do you keep the relevance to stay MrCashTime, Ganji, start being shaky
and still making
hit songs.
Yeah.
And you've been making hits.
Yeah, I mean, I think we touched on it earlier. The fact that I just I'm a fan first and an artist second. I learn a lot from what is going on in the landscape and try and take that and apply it into my situation, into my own craft. But also it's also knowing Uguti, the only other way to keep the energy nice and fresh is by collaborating with, people from all ages, the newer guys, even some of my OGs and stuff, it's important for us to do that. So you might not necessarily know about KO from Teargas and stuff, but because you see KO with Young Stunner on a song and Young Stunner because of Adiwele and whatnot and what else, then there's some type of interest that you have on KO, so it's good business. And I think some of the people that I look up to, the likes of Drake or Jay-Z, they've done that really well, throughout the courses of their career. You've seen Drake with Wizkid before we actually even looked at Wizkid like that, and then the next thing and it's not only one-sided. What that collab does, it also introduces that artist to my audience.
Yes.
And it also puts them in a wider scope for them to actually just be revered in a whole different way. I mean, recently what I did a song with Toss.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
People didn't know Toss can rap like that,
We were actually talking about that 2 days ago.
And then suddenly, what is this beast doing on this record, So, and then he gets to be revered in a whole different light as a result of that feature. So that is just, those are just some of the things that, business to business relations that I think, we need to keep healthy. Mm-hmm. And I think it has allowed me to still be here as a result of that.
So can you collab with me?
Hey, man. As long as the music is good, sign me up.
I'm joking.
Shout out to that, Mr. CashTime. Mr. CashTime, do we see you maybe being like a 50 Cent and pulling back and venturing to other businesses? Or you just gonna be music?
No, it's not only music only, bro. Like, that's why, like, I have the clothing brand thing and trying to build other things, you know, at the same time. It just so happened that I still make freaking good music, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, 50 Cent, respectfully, yes, he had an eye for all the other things that he did, but musically, maybe he wasn't as great anymore. So he ended up focusing his energies on the other things. For me, I'm in a very blessed position. So as much as yes, the other things I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I get them off the ground and continue investing outside of music. But the music is still nice and alive. So you'll get both.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for sharing your journey with us. I think there's so many things that I've also learned about you. And what I also learned is that I love the fact that you believe in God. I love that. And also I heard you saying, before anything else, you still learn. You don't tell yourself that, no, I've made the biggest songs in the world, so I'm cool. So you've got that thing that, because you said the reason why you're still relevant, it's because you don't take yourself as a celebrity. You still take yourself as a normal person, as a fan, actually, for this music, so that you can keep on learning from other artists. And thank you very much.
I appreciate you
for coming. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you at the concert.
I am coming. By fire, but first I'll be there, guys. I also hope that you'll be there at the event on the 29th of July. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. This is Consultation, the one and only KO, Mr. CashTime.
Taco.
Thank you.